Hi, I'm NamFam, and this is the Earsheen Wizard X220S. I got this on AliExpress for $88, so let's unbox it. Wait, what the? This isn't the X220S. This is the TCMMRC UR26 Mermaid 220. As you can see, they reused the box from the Earsheen Wizard. I guess they had a bunch of leftover packaging that they had to get rid of. Who knows? So what's in the box? So you get the quad, of course. You get these props. They're crap. I'll be using these instead. So these are the Ethics S4 Lemon Limes. So I'll give them a go. And there's, what's else in here? In here we get, let's open it up. Some landing pads. Zip ties. A couple of carbon cutout wrenches. Not sure if they're any use. Battery strap. And spare hardware, which is great because you can never have too many. Always good to have some spares laying around. But as you can see, no battery pad, and there's no battery pad on the quad. So let's see what we can see on this thing. So we've got the motors here, which are the Earsheen 2306 2450 kVs. So these are fairly cheap motors in this day and age, but you can't really ask for much given the overall price of the whole package. Turning it around, the flight controller in here is an F4 flight controller, and I believe it has a Maytech target for Betaflight. Under here we have the ESC, and I can't tell what it is directly on here, but I reached out to TCMMRC and they said that it was a 40 amp ESC that they sent me. Just for reference, here's a listing of the flight controller and the ESC stack together, and they come together in one pack as $82. So for an extra $6, you get the whole quad plus the stack. Also on top of here we have the VTX. Hard to see it, but it is a XF5804 analog video transmitter, which supports up to 600 milliwatt. Up front here we have a generic camera, analog camera, and there's also on the back here a very generic right hand circular polarized 5.8 gigahertz video antenna as well. This doesn't come with a radio receiver. It is a plug and play PNP. So I'll be putting in here a Radio Master R81, which is a Frisky protocol, but I'm thinking about upgrading my fleet to Express LRS at some point. Albert Kim did a great video review of this. He saw some of the reviews that I saw as well on the listing where others burnt their ESCs because it just couldn't handle the motors. He opted to reduce the throttle output to prevent burning the ESCs, which is a great way to ensure the quad will last. My plan is to, instead of reducing the throttle output to the motors in Betaflight, I'll do a full teardown of the whole quad to inspect everything for two reasons. Firstly, I'd like to know how this frame was put together, and I don't trust the manufacturers in how they put it all together when they construct it. One of the reasons you'll see here is the camera is been installed with two plates on either side, as fairly usual, but they didn't realize that it actually has a certain direction that you actually put these plates in. And what happened to this one is, I'm not sure if you can see it in there, but the camera is actually wonky. So that's a terrible thing that they could have done. So I'm going to fix that up. Plus all of the bolts and everything, some of them are quite loose, so I'm just going to go through rebuild everything and tighten them to my requirements and how I feel that they will be sturdy. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'd like to pull all this apart, do a teardown and rebuild. Secondly, I'm going to upgrade this ESC. Even though they said that they sent over a 40 amp ESC, I'd prefer to have a more powerful ESC that can handle more current. I've had 40 amp ESCs burn on me doing simple things like accidentally doing turtle mode and one of the motors getting stuck, and on a quad similar to this it burnt the ESC. So I'm just going to upgrade that to a 55 amp ESC, and I'll just grab that and show you now. I'm going to be putting one of these on. It is a Sky Stars. I'm not sure if you can see it through the silver packaging there, but it is a KO55 55 amp rated ESC. So I've used one of these before, a similar one of these, an older version, and they didn't come with a heatsink, but the new ones do now. So you'll see it later in the other videos when I start installing this, but it has a nice metal heatsink on top. And it protects the MOSFETs. So for the ESC that I'll be taking out, I'll probably use this on a smaller quad or something that has less hungry motors that won't fry the ESC, so I can reuse that, or I could use that as a backup if I somehow damage the 55 amp ESC. If that burns out, I can throw it back on here and give it another go. For the ESCs that I'll be installing, I'll be flashing them with BlueJ firmware for bidirectional D-shot, which allows for telemetry from the motors to be sent to the flight controller for improved performance, efficiency, and most importantly, customizable boot up tunes like this. So after that, I'll be also installing the radio receiver, which is a Radio Master R81, and I might put on some additional 3D printed accessories such as arm guards and a chin guard at the front here. I'll make those STLs available on printables.com for you, so you can download. I might also throw it onto Thingiverse as well. Anyhow, so that's my plan with this quad. I hope you're interested in seeing this budget quad teardown and rebuild. If you are, subscribe so you can get notified for each step video that I release. And as always, any comments or questions I'd love to hear, put them down below and I'll try to get to them. Cheers.